Hello, everybody in Gozo land. Welcome. Come into the Gozo scope of the day. We're back a little bit here on this. What is this? Tuesday. Welcome. Come into the Gozo Nation. Open up a Gozo door. Gozo means joy. And sit right in. Enjoy this scope of the day, this Gozo scope. My name is David Trigg. And my desire is to help you live a life of joy in spite of fear, anxiety, and depression, and especially by helping you discover your God-given adventure, which is A, find grace in crisis, which is the C, and most of all, discover who you love, which is the L, the ACL experience. I blog at davidtrigg.com, and I also have a daily podcast in iTunes under David Trigg, called the Trigg Podcast of Joy. I also have a TV show on the web, a web TV show called Gozo TV. But I wanted just to give you a brief kind of glimpse into what God is doing in my life, and hopefully to encourage you to implement your dreams. It's time to implement your dreams. Do you guys agree with that? It's time, guys. It's time to actually see your dreams become reality. So here's a little bit of my story. So over the last year or so, I've been working hard on helping people to find joy in life. And my business is called Gozo, G-O-Z-O, which means joy in Spanish. And it's been amazing. I've been getting to know more people. I've been seeing a lot more people just really find this place, both online and also in conferences and in client work, find value, find hope when talking and in conversations. But I've also had to really figure out, obviously, the financial part of this business. I work part-time as a pastor, and obviously that doesn't pay the bills for my family of 5. Thankfully, my wife works, but I need to make sense of things. And that's not because that's the goal, but that's more because we need to, like anyone, make ends meet. And really, when it comes to figuring out how to sell, it's been kind of hard for me. I am more of like many of you, a healer and a giver, someone who likes to love people, and to sell is often difficult. But I've learned a ton. I've spent maybe 10,000 hours, as they say, learning not so much about selling, but just what does it look like to actually be a giver and still be able to make ends meet. And so one of the things that I've been doing is, again, I've been seeing clients. I also have a couple products that I've put out there, but I think it's time, I know it's time to actually teach online and to help people to find joy online, even if they don't, quote, spend time one-on-one with me or at a conference, etc. Now, that is not an easy thing to do. It takes time to learn how to actually teach online. So finally yesterday I started, and I actually now have a deadline, November 15 of 2015, like in what, 8 weeks, something like that? I'm going to launch my first ever Gozo product. And I have all the details, I have all the content, and yesterday I began to record the first of 4 modules. I am so excited. And I don't have anything yet. I don't have any product, I have no content, there is no thing that you can buy or preview. There's nothing yet, but it's started. And yesterday I already saw the first preview of my first video, and I'm excited. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Now, my topic for today is implement your dreams. It's time to implement your dreams. Especially for us healers and creative types, entrepreneur types, people of grace, maybe you're a person who helps with a nonprofit, maybe you help at a church. We love to give. And we also love to dream. But implementation is so difficult because it takes focus. It means saying no to a million other things. So I just want to tell you that story of what I've been through and what I'm going through to encourage you to implement your dreams. I know you've been busy. I know you've been doing a lot of stuff. I know you've been working hard on making a living, on working out, on trying to get through maybe fear, anxiety, depression, whatever kind of spiritual or emotional things that you might deal with. But what I'm talking about is pulling the trigger and coming to that point of no return where you reverse engineer, as some call it, from a deadline, your work. And you say, on this date, I'm going to blank. Now, everyone waits for the new year to make these quote resolutions. And that usually is a good time. I'm a big believer in New Year's resolutions. I love it. A lot of people hate them. I love them because it's a mental trigger that's also done and supported by thousands of people doing the same thing to get going, to pull the trigger. But here it is. Today we're 100 days away from January 1st, 2016. You have 100 days to do something crazy. So this, in many ways, is T-100. Today, Tuesday, whatever the date is today, the 22nd of September. Now you can say, I'm going to wait 100 days to implement my dreams. I'm going to think about it for 100 more days. I'm not quite ready. I don't have the right gear. I don't know what to say. I don't know what my content is. I don't know exactly what, I don't have the budget to take that next step. You could wait 100 more days and wait until January 1st, 2016 to implement your dream. Or you could do it today and say, today is January 1st, 2016. Does anybody know what I'm talking about, Ghost Nation? You could say, this is my New Year's Day resolution. I'm going to implement my dream. 3 magical, powerful words. Implement my dream. Or here's another one. Maybe it's 5 words. Implement my God-given adventure. What is your adventure? Don't think about all of the obstacles. I know what that's like. I'm too young, I'm too old, I don't have the education, I don't have money. Most of us, this is definitely my story, are blocked mentally, most of all, because of our lack of money. But here's the thing. If you don't implement your dreams, you're going to continue to live without the abundance and the resources that you need. So you have a choice to make. Keep doing what you're doing and remain in poverty, remain in a lack mentality, remain without the freedom that you want, or implement your dreams and pursue that abundance. I don't mean like pursuing money. I just mean pursuing your adventure. And guess what happens? 99% of the time, if not 100, God and the world and the universe comes alongside of you to provide all the people, all the resources, all the tools. Now, here's the dark side that nobody tells you about. Though there is pain in the night, Gozo comes in the morning. Guess what happens at night? Pain. You might have to go through some pain for the next 100 days. But the pain that you might experience, whatever that may be, you have to quit your job. You have to finally move out of your parents' garage or basement. You finally have to leave that loser boyfriend of yours. You might finally have to take that risk in life. That is painful for a lot of people. People don't want to take risks. They'd rather watch Netflix or YouTube videos or be on Snapchat with the funny tongues and the crazy zombie stuff all day long. They'd rather do that than implement their adventures. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Implement your dream. Pursue the greatness that is in you, knowing that there will be pain in the night, knowing that there will be a cost to your dream. I was speaking on Sunday, just a brief sidebar here on something that really touched me. It says in Matthew 5, I'm convinced, Matthew 5, 13 or 14, that you are the salt of the earth. And obviously, most of our minds go to salt makes things taste good, taste better. But there's another way to look at salt. Salt, well, plus I would say before that, before I tell you what I'm talking about, another thing, people think also obviously that salt is bad for your health, you know, that it makes you hold water, and especially if you deal with high blood pressure, you shouldn't have too much salt. So that's kind of the usual stuff, right? There's a third aspect to salt. Back in the Old Testament, when the priest would offer a sacrifice to God, one of, especially of grain, guess what they would put on the grain? Salt, like popcorn. They would put on the grain as it was being cooked, they would put salt on it for the aroma, for the flavor. Have you ever had popcorn without salt and butter? Ugh, gross. Or like rice without butter? But here's the thing. Sacrifice often, or let me put it this way, salt is often needed on a sacrifice. The sacrifice needs joy. Your sacrifice, your struggle, your pain, the obstacles, everything that you come up with as obstacles to accomplishing your dream, you know what it needs? It doesn't need more of your pity. It doesn't need more money. It doesn't need more people. It doesn't need all these things that we think is the have to have. You know what it needs is salt. It needs you to add your flavor to it, for you to add your uniqueness to it. Of course, there's sacrifice. Of course, you're going to have to struggle to, as I said, move out, or to finally, write that book, or actually get involved in church, or to join that nonprofit, or to start your own nonprofit, or your for-profit business. That's sacrifice. But what you need to add to that sacrifice is a little bit of salt, a little bit of flavor. And you are that flavor. You are the salt of the earth. Isn't that powerful? So I just want to encourage you, Goso Nation, on this quick scope to implement your dream. Today is T-100. Don't wait 100 days to implement your dream. In fitness, in love, in business, in nonprofit, in church, in creativity, whatever your endeavor, T-100 is today. Start to implement your dream today. Implement your dream. Implement your God-given adventure. Take out your hand every day this week and maybe go like this and say, implement my God-given adventure. Or if you want the short one, implement my dream. Thanks so much for being here. You can find me at davidtrigg.com. That's where I blog every day. I have a podcast that I record 3 times a week talking about all of these similar themes of how to find joy in life and love, and especially helping you live a life of joy in spite of fear, anxiety, depression. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow. I'm here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific, here on Periscope at David Trigg LA. Let all your friends know that we're here live streaming every day. Let everyone know. Thanks so much for watching.